like 5 shots of whiskey and you've taken what? 3 sips of Four Loko?
Well, while you're gathering up all the items, I'm gonna chug half of it. You ready?
Alright, do it. Yeah, go for it.
Let me get a big old breath in. Let me
Hold on.
clear.
Because if you're chugging it that quickly, I probably should take another shot of whiskey.
No,
Just so I'm prepared for when you go to chug
probably,
that next half.
You should probably gather up all the items.
Yeah, but I'm taking this shot first. Can't stop me. Actually, these have all been like shots and a half because this is a moonshine glass.
So I'm probably right.
It's a 50 milliliter bottle. I don't know what a normal shot is. You ready? Placed these on them.
Strovia.
Okay. To the items. To the items I go. Yeah, to the items. Here we go. Ooh, an item off an enemy. Twinkling Titanite. I didn't know you got that from this, guys. That's part of the why they make it so annoying is because you can farm that stuff here.
I mean, it's actually been. We're not even at the difficult part, and the thing is, I literally don't even have enough dexterity to. I don't think I have enough dexterity to even wield a bow.
How much do you need? I
do, but I can't use the
I've got
100
16.
Ooh, I may need to make a dex build on this game.
Oh.
20, because the 100 black bow literally scales with an S in dexterity.
Hey, I equipped Great Heal, and I'm pretty sure that heals you, doesn't it? Or is it just me?
I think it's just you.
Okay.
I don't know. There's so many healing miracles in these Dark Souls games. I don't know which
true.
one's healing.
I know Dark Souls 3 you can play a cleric pretty easily.
Yeah, I know Bountiful Sunlight heals you.
Well, it's in Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 3, I'm pretty sure it heals the party. Just about every one of them.
Go get that
Watch out,
bonfire
watch
over
out,
there
watch
and
out.
heal the enemies.
What bonfire over where? In this room?
That's the building to the right, yeah. I'll kill all the enemies, I'm not even worried. We're going to literally wreck everything here.
Yeah, this boss is gonna get wrecked. Absolutely. Wasn't not expecting this guy here. It's so difficult to see where you can actually step. There we go.
Oh, I'm dead.
Got him. Okay, well.
I drop attacked an enemy, but my attack went through him, so.
Then I'll tell you
really
what.
much I can do.
Meet me. I'll meet you back at the other bonfire, and then you summon me. That way my enemies don't respond, because I barely used any healing items. Oh wow, I just got slammed.
I mean, it wouldn't really matter if your enemies respawned anyway, so we won't be coming back through here.
But see what I'm saying is if we can get you to this next
Oh,
bonfire.
you want to run through this with you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get you to this bonfire. That way you can get all the items in this area.
Look, don't even worry about it. Just summon me back here again, and we can just run through the rest of the area with you, and then you can just come back. That way we can just do one clean run through of the areas. Because this...
But why would we do that?
To the bonfire, and then
Get you to the next bonfire. That way we're doubling up on souls. Let's just do that. You summon me.
But if I summon you, your enemies are going to respawn.
Oh, do they? Well, I can still teleport to the next bonfire, so it's still pertinent.
I mean, that doesn't bother me because, I mean, the next area is a long area, and I just want to get it through with, and since all your enemies are already dead up to that point...
Okay, then just put your sign down, dude. Jeez, you don't have to whine about it.
Look, shut up. I will destroy you. I will destroy you physically, mentally, emotionally.
You already had your sign down. You were never going to go with my plan.
I really just didn't want to pick my sign up.
I am never going to put your sign down in my world. Never, not again, never.
What
And I hope that
They
doesn't
made
make any
these
sense.
sunflower seeds impossible to open.
Well, maybe it's because you haven't chugged all your freaking Four Loko, bro. I'm lit. This is lit Souls. This ain't Dark Souls.
I'm more than halfway down already.
Yeah, you should probably slow down. I say as I literally berate you for not drinking enough. You're good, man. You're good. Trust me.
Oh, by the way, if we do end up getting big on YouTube, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah,
well, I mean, we
would.
would be able to, but the only way
Look, no contract is gonna hold me. I will be independent till the day I die. Therefore, I can drink on YouTube forever.
That's what some of these rappers say, and then look at them now. Like,
yeah, except I'm smart enough not to make a living by it. I have 2 jobs. I don't need to make this my living. I just, you know, I want to do it for fun.
You're in a union, so.
I'm actually not in the union. I have not joined. I don't pay them anything. They support me. I don't support them.
Oh, that's...
So try again. Well, you know, as soon as they force terrible workers to actually do their job, so I don't have to pick up the slack, then I'll support them. But they refuse, so I refuse as well.
I mean, they made it where it's so that fire union workers that they, at this point, realize I don't have to do my job.
That's the problem. That's my problem with this union. Yeah.
I got this enemy behind us.
You do that, I'll get this caster.
Oh my gosh, there's so many enemies.
Let's get this guy.
It's focused on me now. Almost rolled off the edge trying to avoid that.
There's another one.
Look at this next one. Ah. Oh my goodness. Watch
Alright,
out.
we're killing this guy for fun.
Wait. Not yet. There's an enemy over here that's shooting at you.
Then kill him.
I'm trying to heal. I'm almost dead.
Where is he? Way over there? We don't have time for that, dude. I've already wasted all of our time.
He didn't even damage me.
We just evaporated his fucking defense.
I just did 998 damage with one attack. And we just both...
Boom.
Didn't even get hit. Alright.
You used your spell. I didn't. Like, if I'd used my spell too, wrecked. Dude would have been done. There's a fire seed right there. Not important, but at least to our build. Watch out behind you, dude. You got some enemies creeping up on us. You got a troll coming at you from the right side, Yep,
I know. Get a big old cyclops.
I got a smaller enemy on me. I
had to dodge him or I would have died. Because I had to heal. Whoa!
How did I get incorporated into that? I was in front of this guy. That's a little ridiculous if you ask me. I'm gonna use 2 life gems on that one. Watch out, he's gonna do the slam again.
Let's both hit him right now. Kill him. Get him.
Two-handed heavy. I did the damage. Get out of here.
Right,
you get a common fruit from that guy. Not that great.
Not what we were after?
No.
Hold on.
Okay. Watch out for the right side. Looks like there's a big hole there.
Exactly.
Definitely
that's why I lit the torch.
That looks dangerous.
Yeah, just let me go ahead. I have an hour and a half.
Chris is asleep on me now. You were snoring. It's on stream.
Nick, I've been conscious this whole time.
I heard you breathing heavily, and it sounded like snoring. You waited until you heard your name because you weren't an REM cycle, bro. That's what I'd say too if I didn't want people to find out I'd fall asleep.
Get that chest.
I heard you, bro. That's okay, though. I don't need you to confirm what I heard. Did you hear it too, Elijah?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Chris,
You're saying, yeah, exactly.
you need like 1,000 grams more of that triple shot Starbucks espresso. That's because you're sitting here. If you stood up and chugged it and then stood for like another 10 minutes, you'd be wired, dude. I'm wired. What? You want to play some beer pong? Where was Max and Daniel?
Max was tired. Daniel said that he was probably going to come by with John.
Yeah, but Daniel is nowhere near anyone. That's I don't even know what I was going with. But you know what? I'll stick by it. We're gonna summon Schmidt. Do you get more enemies if you have people summoned in your world, or I mean more souls?
No. Not a thing. I can take care of them. I don't need the curse in your world. Oh,
You
here's
gotta
the
watch
chest
out.
right here.
Yeah, but it's these guys you
There's a
gotta watch
chest
out
over
for.
here.
Ooh, and I just got a smooth and silky. What are those good for again? Smooth and silky stones. You can trade them,
trade
right?
Yeah.
For what?
Really just because
That's Fire
I don't know.
Tempest. This really seems like more of a pyromancer place than the Hex guy. We need to fight the Dark
What was that
Lurker.
item that we went and got way back there, where those two things were shooting at us?
What two things?
Where I was using the torch?
Oh, I don't remember, dude. I got a stream going though, so you can watch it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see any more items unless you know where some more are.
I do know where some are.
Okay. I'll try to. I'll just say them this time. What?
I got bled.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, dude, no way.
I
Well,
literally
Schmidt.
got wrecked.
Schmidt is killing enemies for me with his bow, so that works. Where's the next
if you wanna-
bonfire?
Right through that fog wall. But there is an area where there's an ogre.
Well, yeah, but if I light the bonfire and don't sleep, oh my gosh! I almost walked right off that edge.
That's why the torch is great.
Oh! 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 I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Fuck! There were 4 of them there. 3 regular guys and 1 shooting arrows. I told you we should have got you to that bonfire, because now I have to start back over from the beginning with you. We're starting in your world. Damn it, that's crazy, dude. Crazy stuff. Alright, ring on. My sign is down this time. Because the last place... last place I got's the damn Tower of Prayer. Chris! You must drink!
So I tried.
You must drink. Hey, I'm getting paid to hang out with you right now.
Trying to drink that gin and juice just made me more tired.
Take shots. Drink that triple shot I bought you for any reason other than you falling asleep.
Chug like that. I've been drinking since like 3-something though. I think we should just take the day off. Pilot, drink when you're there.
I can't take a day off pilot because you did.
Excuses.
You're an excuse. Now I gotta freaking call Elijah because he's not even online anymore. Hard to believe what I'm yours. Close your eyes and say nothing. Alright, Chris. You have 35 seconds to wake up. Hey.
You can stop calling me now. Dude, my Wi-Fi literally just disconnected.
I was wondering what happened, dude, because I was waiting here for you. I guess I want to put my ring on while you're loading back in.
I did not. Before you start SharePlay, I did not try to start SharePlay. I tried to broadcast gameplay.
Chris.
I clicked the wrong thing again.
I know you weren't. Your eyes were not closed right now. I'm just laughing at the past 2 times your eyes have fallen closed. I'm about to close the borders to your thighs. That way your eyes can't see the miles between you and I. Yeah, and then 12 hours later I'll get a message from you. Sorry, I fell asleep, man. Yet. It's because I've stopped you every time, Chris. I'll take that credit. Chris has fallen asleep on me, Elijah. Can you believe that?
Okay, my side is down. Did you end up dying?
Actually, if I were a villain in this movie, it would be Saruman. Because not a lot of people know about me just yet, but I'm a big deal.
Did you die?
Yeah, no, I did. I put my sign down and I'm waiting on you. Because thanks to you, now we have to get at least to the next bonfire so we can fight our way to the next area instead of just getting you to the next bonfire and then you coming with me. Whatevs though, Elijah. It's okay.
I like the way you said coming there.
Coming. I will never use resonant weapon in your world. Trust me.
Why?
Unless we're fighting a boss.
Why?
Why would I? It's a waste. I have 2 uses of it.
You're a waste of a human.
Well, you're a waste of anything that's ever even resembled human, so die a slow, painful death.
Which items do I need and which items do I not need?
I don't remember, dude. Just pick them all up.
Oh my gosh, can you pay attention?
No, I can't. I'm
drunk.
Hold on, because I'm literally killing your enemies right now. And they're murdering me. I'm dead. Oh my gosh. If I had gotten hit one more time, I'd be dead.
Oh my gosh, you suck at the game.
Sorry, I'm clearing out your enemies with no help.
Oh, sorry.
You suck.
I'm sorry that that's what I did with no help and I still survived.
Well, good for you. You're a higher level than me. Strovia,
Apparently.
place the désordre. Salut.
Hey, I got a burp. Yeah, burp's gonna come. I already know this.
Already took it.
Burp's on its way.
Already took it.
I do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna chug the rest. It's okay because I have another one. I need to get on your level. So.
Yeah, you do. I'm pretty
my
fucking drunk. I'm not thinking some things through right now. I'm just doing. I can't open your chest for you. I've already taken it. I took it like 30 minutes ago, dude. Just kidding.
I would have kept going, but I
Bro,
not at the side of my mouth.
the coronavirus, though.
I mean, it's whatever. It's just something that happened. I mean, if we figure it out, then
It's not whether we figure it out, it's the fact that it's spreading so wildly.
I mean, look at the Black Plague. The Black Plague killed more people than any other disease in history.
Yeah, it did.
Clearly, these enemies are a disease.
But look
that
at
killed
this.
you.
In the 1920s, or the 1918, the Spanish flu happened and killed 25 to 50 million people. That's a wide range. I just read that earlier. But this disease is modern. You and I are old enough to remember it, actually. And it's spreading very rapidly.
But if you think of it, people thought Ebola was going to be a huge
But
deal,
see,
and
the thing
Ebola
is,
ended
but
up not
listen,
being a huge deal.
first of all, the evidence against that is Ebola is spread blood to blood. This virus is spread human to human contact, which means if I've sneezed on my hand and I'm a piece of shit and haven't washed it or sanitized it, and I grab the handle to a door, and you grab that same handle and later touch your face at all without knowing, because the incubation period is 1 to 14 days, and it's infectious in that time, you know, that's insane. And also, they found a group of 6 people in the same household that caught that virus, and every single one of those 6 people had a different strain because the virus mutates so rapidly. Dude, this is weaponized.
Yeah, see, you probably think that I'm just stupid for not really worrying about it.
I don't think
but
you're
I mean,
stupid.
at the end of the-
We had this whole argument with Tyler earlier, and he's like, well, dude, there's only 5 cases in the U.S., and none of them are in Tennessee. And, you know, my only thought process is, because I understand that, is, 1, it's a 1 to 14 day. Now, that's a very wide range. You know, it could happen in 2 days. It could happen in 14 days. 14 days is 2 weeks. It's contagious up to those 2 weeks where you show 0 symptoms. So someone walking around on the street that's perfectly fine could be spreading it without even knowing it. They don't know it. Other people don't know it. Now, the CDC themselves are investigating 110 to 120 cases in the U.S., only 5 confirmed. But they're investigating 120 people. The city, Ground Zero themselves, that, you know, they're 20 miles from the virology lab that studies these biological weapons. They're 20 miles away from Ground Zero. 5 million people, the mayor said. The mayor of the city said that 1, they were slow to respond. 2, 5 million people left the city before they declared a lockdown. 3, they have 90,000 to 100,000 cases in that city alone. Everybody thinks it's not a big deal. But 1, this virus is mutating rapidly. 2, it's spreading faster than the common flu. Not according to regular numbers, but that's because China's trying to hide, you know, the actual numbers of infected. Because if you look at the hospitals, they said, hey, we are requesting 100,000 surgical masks to protect from this virus. There's only
We'll see.
there's only like 4 to 4,700 reported cases right now. So how does that number add up? You need 100,000 masks for 40. You know, I know there's a lot of people in the city, but come on.
Well, see, like nothing's
My
gonna make
my
me worry
sign, by
about
the
it,
way,
'cause at
real
the end
quick,
of the day-
real quick. My sign is by the original bonfire. Do you want me to move? Where are you at?
Yes. It's the next bonfire.
Okay, okay. But you were saying, sorry.
Pretty much nothing's gonna make me worry about it for this reason. Like, in the end of the day, if I end up contracting the virus, then I'm supposed to end up contracting the virus. I mean, that's just, that's what ends up. And I mean, I can take all the precautions I want, but in the end of the day, if I still end up contracting the virus, then clearly I was supposed to have the virus. I'm just not gonna focus on worrying about it. I mean, I can take the precautions to, prevent it and everything, but in the end of the day, it's not gonna do me any good worrying about it.
Well, and see, that's where I differ. It depends on your definition of the word worry. If you define worry as, someone who freaks out and goes into extreme paranoia and becomes a recluse, then yeah, that's not the
we know somebody
case.
like that.
Yeah, well, that's not the case, If you define worried as someone who stays up to date on the current information and realizes that, A, it may come to your location, and B, when it does, you should be prepared, rather than, oh, I never thought this would get here because I thought this was such a small epidemic. You know what I mean? Like, it's better to be prepared and not need it than to not be prepared and need it.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can take all the precautions, but in the end of the day,
In the end of the day, if it's not your time to go, it's not your time to go. However, there is the very small element of free will. So if it may not be my time to go, or for example, say it may be my time to go, but I personally don't want to go by the virus. So say I do everything to prevent myself from going by that virus, and I go, to a gunshot or to a stabbing. I would prefer the gunshot to the stabbing over organ failure, seizures, and death. And becoming just a number in the historical figures. No one remembers my name, just the number of what I died by. I don't like that. That slightly, scares me.
see, like, truthfully, like, in the end, personally, and a lot of people would probably think that I'm not scared of death. Because in the end, death is inevitable.
Death is inevitable.
And that's, like, I'm not scared of death. I don't want to die. But in the end, I'm not scared of death because it's going to happen whether I like it or not. I'm not immortal. I'm not invincible. I haven't found the fountain of youth. If I had, I probably wouldn't tell the world about it because then it would be corrupted by hate. But,
true, but at the same time, like, if you have the ability to protect yourself, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fucking A, this stupid
That's
spell
exactly
killed me. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, like, like, the virus may be a big deal, but I'm not going to personally worry about it. Like, I mean, I can keep an eye on it and everything and hope that I don't contract
but that's
it and
the
do what I
thing,
can.
though, is, for example, right now, if you say, hey, I'm going to buy a gas mask to be prepared, and then later on you end up needing it, you're happy that you were paranoid enough to buy it. But, if you don't buy it right now, for example, and this is just a for example, all the surgical masks that are single use, like daily, on Amazon, sold out. You can't buy them anymore on Amazon. Because the WHO, the World Health Organization, has declared this high risk for global epidemic. The CDC themselves have declared this high risk for a global epidemic.
What in the heck is wrong with my bag of sunflower seeds?
You tell me.
Clearly I'm not supposed to have
about in
sunflower
the same
seeds.
spot.
Because, oh my gosh, it said this bag is resealable, but the bag is completely sealed. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you. This is
You're good.
This is just ignorant.
My point is, I want to get information about this out. Panic yet, at least outside of China. So, don't panic, but be aware and be prepared.
I'm not gonna panic. Last time I panicked was because I was stressed out, and look where that got me. That got me.
Well, huh?
That got me nowhere.
Minimum, it is definitely the time to get face masks, especially with 6 confirmed cases in the U.S. and 120 others being investigated by the CDC. It's the time to be safe, and if people call you paranoid, sure, but at least you're safe. You know what I mean? It's not the time to go, hey, hold on, let me pour a shot. But it's not the time to go, holy shit, I'm terrified. It's the time to go, this may be affecting my portion of the country soon. I should be prepared rather than wait till the last second and then show up to the stores with the other 4,000 people that show up to those stores and possibly catch the infection from those that don't know they're carrying
4,000.
it.
There's over 100,000 people where I live.
That's why I'm giving you such a small number. Because you can distribute the virus from 1 to 14 days before you know you have it. France officials have said they've been screening people from the province of Hubei, or Hubei, however you say it.
Dubai.
Yeah. And because they're doing that too, wow, this guy wrecked me. I'm dead. Why did you not kill this guy?
What guy?
But
I killed
this guy back here, I'm dead. He killed me. But the point is, France, shut up. The French have been screening people off their airlines, you know, from Wuhan and China district. The people they screened, there was 2 of them. And from one day after they screened them, one person contracted or distributed the virus and showed signs. The second person took 5 days after they screened them, and they showed signs of the virus. So this is a highly contagious, unpredictable, because it mutates so frequently, and the world is currently not, you know, using the appropriate restrictions it should to contain this virus. It's highly spreadable, highly contagious, and within the last 2 to 3 weeks has killed over 100 people. It's highly deadly, I would say. Considering the incubation period is 1 to 14 weeks, or not weeks, 1 to 14 days before they even show symptoms. So that current death rate is only bound to go up based on the number of infected, the number of increased infected, the inability to be able to tell whether someone has it and they spread it. Like, it's just, this is one of those things you really want to watch out for. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I will say.
I mean, it's good to be worried. I mean, like,
It's not good to be worried, it's good to be prepared. Don't freak yourself out about it.
Be cautious.
It's good to be cautious, yes. Wash your hands. What are you doing? This guy's still here!
Where? I literally
Come back here. It's this giant fucking guy with a hammer.
What?
It's this giant guy with a hammer. I'm fighting him right now. Just killed him. I just got 840 souls from him. Watch my live stream if you don't believe me, because this guy destroyed me the first time I fought him.
I promise you there are no enemy back there. Like, no enemy would attack you.
Screening isn't enough. That's the problem. Screening is not enough because France screened everybody and had at least 3 reported cases. One within a day of the screening. The second...
I mean, here's the thing. You have to give them time to create a vaccine for it.
But see, the problem with this disease is because it's so highly, you know, mutatable that they can create a vaccine, but by the time they have created a vaccine for the disease that they found, it's mutated. I'm telling you, within 6 people, all lived in the same household, which means they've contracted the same virus. They did a study on those 6 people, and each 6 of those had the same virus, yet a different strain of that virus, which means it's mutated. So yeah, they can make a vaccine, but it's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for people with that specific strain. You're dead? What happened?
You literally ran away from where I was at.
I didn't run away from you. I was clearing other enemies.
And I was fighting an ogre that grabbed me and killed me.
I will fight you.
No. So here's the thing. There's going to be, in the virus, there's going to be something that is pretty much the same within every single version of the virus. No matter how much it mutates, there's going to be something that's the same. And when they make a vaccine, that's what they're going to target. They're going to target the basis of the vaccine. So pretty much what it's going to do is it's going to eliminate the basis so the vaccine cannot exist. I mean,
I'll tell you
the
what.
virus cannot exist.
I'll tell you what. They've been doing that. China's quarantined 50+ million people in one province just to halt the spread of the disease. And after they did that, because they were so slow to respond, Shanghai and Beijing have the disease now, confirmed cases. The United States has 6 confirmed cases. Australia, New Zealand, France. I'm pretty sure. Who else was it? There's like 11 countries have confirmed cases of this disease. So even if China completely goes ahead and destroys that disease, it's in 11 other countries. It's available up to. It's available up to. You're not understanding what I'm saying. The vaccine only works for the strain of disease that is present. First of all, yeah, exactly. Like Chris said, first of all, there is no vaccine. Second, even if there was a vaccine, the virus is mutating so rapidly that, for example, that 6-person household I mentioned earlier, the vaccine that worked for 1 would not work for the other 5.
No,
because the virus mutated.
They will focus on the base.
Are you eating that?
Do you want me to place my sign down?
I'm fucking eating them. What'd you say, Elijah?
My sign's down. My sign's down. But anyways, what they'll do is they'll focus. To make a vaccine, what you have to do is you have to focus on how the virus lives. Because even in all 6 of those cases, the virus still lives the same way. The virus has to live a certain way. It can mutate and turn into different things, but it has to live the same way if it's the same virus. If it's a different virus, it'll live a different way. So what they have to do, what they do is when they make a vaccine, they focus on how the virus lives and target that. That's what the vaccine will be.
Okay. I understand that. I can agree with that. However, when the virus, up to 14 days, is given to other people, without them knowing they're infected or infecting others, and then the virus mutates, a different mutation in each of those people they infect, you need a different antibody. You need a different antidote. This isn't one of those you create one cure for all. It's you've got to continuously cure this thing.
I mean, but that's not true, because if you focus on how the vaccine lives and figure out exactly how it lives, what makes it tick, because in the end of the day, the virus, if it's the same virus,
but
it can
mutates,
at the same time. It's going to live the same way. You have to focus on how it lives and create the vaccine around how it lives. It can mutate all at once, but it has to
the
live
virus
the
lives
same
in the
way.
same. Because it's a virus, it lives in the same environment. Viruses thrive in the heat and not in the cold.
Okay, then you would know exactly how to kill it.
Yeah, you'd think so. And if that's the case, then why do every year in the United States about 41 to 45,000 people die of the common cold?
Has a 1% kill rate. But this one's more
And that's in the U.S. alone.
And if the common cold on average gets between
The common cold's been around for how long? Who knows? A while.
Think about this.
So if you think they know how to kill a virus in general, and that's going to stop this, then you're wrong, dude. Because the common cold is a virus, the swine flu, SARS, MERS was a virus.
They only know how to take preventative measures.
And preventative measures can stop this from fucking happening. However, even if China contained 90% right now, in 9 days you'd have 150,000 cases and 1,500 deaths. That's projected from the way the virus has started to evolve. Those are the projections.
My sign's down, by the way.
My sign has been down. I have to pee. You summon me. My sign is down. I've got to pee. I'll be right back.
Gosh. Alright, might as well chug the rest of this Four Loko while he's gone. Got a whole nother one to go. Oh my goodness. Please don't tell me I'm gonna get invaded in here 30th bone of order. Where's his sign at? Okay, now.
What'd you say?
I haven't seen your sign.
It's not you.
Is it at the same bonfire?
Yeah. Well, no, it's at the second bonfire. So, yes. My ring is on. Try to use the bone of order.
I already did. Let me try it again.
Yeah, try it again.
I don't know what's going on. If not, then I'll just... You can pick up your sign and I'll let my sign down. I already used human effigy.
Because I have not used a human effigy yet, that's what would be preferable, that I spawned into your world. You going to sleep, Chris? At damn 3:01, huh?
I'm not fighting. Oh wait, your sign disappeared.
Okay, cool.
Estrovia.
Damn. Yeah, you did start pretty early. Pretty early, Chris. Chris? Well, die slowly or painfully. You can't pick one or the other. Alright, Elijah. Hold up before you go too far. I'm setting up a pizza to go into the fridge. AKA the fridge is the oven. Huh?
Finished number 1.
Do you not want me to?
I finished. What? What are you talking about?
Following instructions before.
Oh, you're talking to Chris. Of course.
You got some. Oh no! Yeah, you hear? I'm talking. Hang on, this song. Ah! Did y'all say Corona?
I'd like one Corona.
At local bars. Oh, I'm coming, bro. Hold on. I got you.
I have a Corona. Not the virus, guys. Calm down.
This guy is what I'm talking about, Elijah. Come here. Where are you going? This guy right here.
When did he get here?
He's been destroying me for like 2,000 times since you said he didn't exist. Yeah, he raped me. Thank you, Chris. Look at this guy. You're just gonna let me get hit while I'm trying to heal. Holy shit, you suck.
Dude, I am just trying.
You're not even trying to do anything except let me die.
Texting me money right now.
Are you really?
Yes.
Why, you caught feelings or something?
Man, like I said, like I like you, man. I mean, she leaving work in like 2 weeks and everything. Like, I don't even know if we could. I don't even know. I mean, like I said, probably the only thing we'd probably do is like clap.
I don't know about that, dude.
I don't know. That's what I think would happen. I could be wrong. What the heck? You didn't get invaded by Darkbeard, Lord.
No, I didn't.
I'm not scared. Let's go, bro.
Luckily, I just healed. Otherwise, I'd be fucking screwed.
I hit him with a great lightning spear. Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Lightning miracles do more damage than water.
Or I got you, bro.
Alright, let's go get this item back here. Help me fight this thing this time.
Came by earlier and left one cup on the table, left his fucking pilot cup sitting there halfway full.
Of course you did. Where are we going? You want to fight this ogre? Alright, I'll bring it over.
Dude, it just hit me. Oh my gosh.
What'd you just say?
It just hit me, dude.
What just hit you? Oh, the alcohol.
I'm dead. I'm dead again. Thank you, dude. Oh my gosh. Why couldn't you?
What do you mean, why couldn't I do it? He's a fucking ogre! What did you expect me to do?
Kill him.
Kill him with what? We have the same weapons and you cannot one-shot him.
Dude, he walked up behind me and grabbed me. There was nothing.
I told you, I said, hey, let's go fight this ogre, and brought him over, and then you said, there's a summoner.
No, there was another.
My sign is
There's
down.
another.
My sign is down.
Literally, I helped you get through this area with no trouble, and you can't even help me. I mean, I don't really need help. It's just literally like. Dude, this stuff just hit me, and I stuck in a
Nope.
whole nother.
Never mind. I want a straight answer.
Yeah, I don't sell weed,
What?
so I have another price. Whatever the fuck they tell me.
What answer do you want? What answer do you want? What answer do you want? Hello? Can you not hear me? Hello?
Hold on.
Medea speaking. You know, the magic's actually really easy to dodge. dude just turned around instead of running the opposite way. I mean, instead of rolling the opposite way. Oh my gosh, bro, stop shooting magic at me. Yo, I'm about to die. Please kill it. Or something else shoots magic at me and kills me. You need to heal. I just took that for you. You're welcome. Alright, this time, let's go get that item. Because I'm tired of not having that item. Alright, here we go. This time we're going to fight the ogre one-on-one. I'm tired of having you help me fight it whenever you suck at this.
Well, I killed a fucking frog and a caster, so do anything.
I killed the ogre by myself. You're welcome.
IDGAF.
UGAF? Then IDGAF. Shut up. Place your sign down. We're getting me to this next bonfire first since you suck. Oh, there's still another enemy alive? You couldn't just kill it? Oh my gosh, you suck at this game, dude. Are you even listening to me?
Bro, I'm listening to you, but can you hold on? I'm trying to work some business shit out with Chris real quick, please.
Business? Business? What kind of business? Okay.
Alright, I'm back. I had to talk to Chris for a bit. Well, you gave him on that.
Umani?
What'd she say?
So I'm trying to get her to admit it, right?
Yeah.
And I told her, I said kinda. And she said, there's no kinda to it. It's yes or no. I said, but you told me maybe.
Wrecked.
And then put a winky face. She'd be like, so?
Where are you at? I just opened a door you hadn't opened. Oh, you're back
Literally
there.
right behind you.
I got a pizza going in the oven soon, so I gotta watch out for that.
Chris is gonna be asleep before the pizza even gets done.
He's not even gonna be there for the pizza.
Oh, is this? Oh!
Oh my gosh, dude, what even? Alright, we're going to my world.
I said I'm walking and just fell off the edge. Hang on, I gotta open the other. Hang on, I gotta open the other.
Please. I'm gonna plug my phone up real quick. In case that female messages me back. mag again, and that's it. Alright, cool. I need my phone charger that works. Need my... Got it charging, okay. Humanity restored. Ring on. Where are you at?
Place on sign.
Okay, let me go check on the oven. It's supposed to be preheating.
Summon me first so I can go through and kill enemies.
You know where my oven is. 19 to 23 minutes. Once the oven's preheated is what I put that pizza at. And look at that. Came back and right as I saw my CV, your sign appeared. So, place these on them before you arrive.
Let me open the other one real quick.
Go ahead and do it on the mic.
3, 2, 1.
Place these on there.
Throw up, yeah. And I got some sunflower seeds too.
We're set, dude.
I was messing around with my coworkers tonight. I was like, "Yeah, I know a couple of people that I can get some cocaine from. So you want to do some cocaine?" I was like,
terrible.
"I'm really just joking. Please don't take me serious." They were like, they were taking me serious. I was like, "I'm just joking. Like, I'm not gonna do cocaine."
Yeah,
I mean, I really know people I can get it from, but I'm definitely not gonna do it.
Well, yeah, I do too, but you don't. You don't do that, bruh.
I know I would definitely not do cocaine. I definitely no. I literally had somebody. I was hooping one time.
Help!
I was hooping one time, and this dude that I know pulled up, and he was like, "Hey, you want some cocaine?" I was like, "Definitely not."
Dude, I've had one of our close friends go, "Hey, do you want this?" And I'm like, "No, please don't bring it to my house."
Really?
Yeah.
I think I can guess who it is.
I'm sure you could. Don't say it, but I'm sure you could.
I know exactly who it is. Oh my gosh, I'm literally about to die. They keep wrecking. Oh, this is why I hate this area. This area is so stupid. I'm not even worried about that. I don't know. I kind of want the item. But every time that I kill all the enemies, you die.
What item? I didn't even see an item.
I didn't even get the item all the way back by the ogre. Oh my, just kill me. Look, we'll get you to this bonfire. Go ahead and kill the boss for you. I'm definitely not gonna die. See, like, I mean, I'm literally GOAT status at this game.
I've got to,
Okay, I'm probably gonna die. Because
Hold
I
on, I'm
literally
coming,
can't
I'm
hit
coming.
one enemy.
Move. I'll take this for you. I missed.
I literally walked behind you.
Got it. I've got 54 life gems, so
I'm at 51.
we're about close. We've used a lot going through this area already. It's my least favorite area. Hate it.
Oh my. I know. It's just, the enemies be shooting so many, so much magic.
Well,
Like,
this
I'm
guy's
just like,
got a
dude,
bow. This will help us.
I'm not even worried about it.
Help me take these guys out.
Where are you at? Why are you all the way up here?
Because I'm trying to take these enemies out.
The
Help!
enemy's behind you, though.
I know, but these guys were far across the road, already shooting at me before that guy ever did. Just gotta watch out for deep waters. There's nothing back here.
Yeah, there
Unless
is.
you destroy this. Watch out. Got this guy. Frog. Stamina regen.
I killed him before he fell down.
Nice. Human effigy from him. And back here is the
Okay.
singer's dress and life ring +2.
Oh, that's nice. Ring
Yeah,
plus 2, it probably
the
heals you
life
quite a
ring
bit.
+2. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna use a life gem to heal all the way, and then I'll put it on. Okay. Right now I've got 1336 with the life ring +2 on. I have 1503, so that's actually a decent amount. I think I'm gonna keep that on because that's like 200 HP.
I'm about to die.
I'm coming.
I survived.
You got enemies over here.
Here, just go up there and get that item out. Kill this thing.
It's the alluring skull ×3, so it wasn't worth it. Just remember that.
Heard, and
But
freaking
that
heard.
enemy dropped Twinkling Titanite, so it isn't unworth it to go kill him.
I mean, we literally go the direction of all of the items anyway. It's Strovia.
Oh, hold up. Let me pour a shot.
There's a bonfire right through this, if you want to just go.
Nope. Shot. You said it already. You ready?
Yeah.
Hold on.
By the way, I'm
And-
probably gonna chug like half of this.
Hey, do you have Snapchat?
Do I have Snapchat?
I deleted it a while ago, so yes, do you have Snapchat?
Yes, I have Snapchat. I keep it because I talk to certain people through there.
Okay. Then let's video chat through Snapchat. We'll take this shot.
Man, I'm messaging somebody real quick.
Oh, message me, Papa. You should have seen the pictures of me, James, and Logan the other night playing with loaded guns. I'm glad we live in the South.
Why?
So that James, Logan, and I could have played with those guns. Hold up. Those are hilarious. I'm gonna save them in the chat. Next time you come up, we'll have to hang at their place. Okay. Let me find you. Because I have somebody named Elijah TVN Kakwundi. You know who that is? What?
Definitely not. What? Yeah, it was a phone call instead of a video call.
Okay.
So now I called you on video.
I just hit video. I'm ringing you. I'm at 9%, so. Hey, buddy. You fucking freak.
I can't believe we kept a straight face like
You're
that. for
skinny
like
and I'm fat now, dude.
You see how?
Alright.
Can you tell how much weight I've lost?
You have
Dude.
lost a lot of weight and lost a lot of facial hair, and I've gained weight and facial hair, so I think there's a direct correlation there.
Dude, I
Kidding.
lost 100
Hey,
pounds in
quick.
3 months.
While I still can, because I'm on 9% and my phone's not charging right now. Place these on that.
Strovia, wait.
Yeah.
It's like half of it gone.
I still have so much alcohol to drink.
Anyways, let's drove
Buy a
down.
1.75 What? Bro, you're drinking 10%. I'm drinking 40%. That's not
12.
cool.
12.
Are you kidding me? They have 12% Four Locos down there?
Yes.
Show it to me. Your microphone's breaking. No, you chugged! You gotta send me a picture. I can't. That looks like nothing.
Hang on. This is gonna make it easier. Hold up.
Yeah, because your internet is fucking disgustingly terrible. I see O-U-R. I can't even see the F. You're going to have to send me a picture, dude. I'm telling you, I can't. That is not English. Those are like half the tweets I've been reading about the coronavirus right now. Fucking foreign. Oh, there it is, 12%. Oh my gosh, dude, they only allow 10% up here. Are you serious?
See, literally, the gold ones are like 16%, I think.
No. Well, it depends on
it.
I guess it depends on if you look at the serving size. A single Four Loko has what, like a 3.4 serving size or something like that?
Freak, let me see.
Well, that one's 12%, so what does it say?
5.
5%? 5 servings?
5 servings, yep.
5
fluid
servings
ounces.
of 12%.
4 3/4 per container.
Ours is 10% in Tennessee. Sure that is.
So now you might be getting so messed up.
Hey, let me put some pillows in front of Chris's door so I can be loud as fuck. Hold on. You know what? I can take you with me. I just dropped everything I fucking owned.
You just hit and rolled and then hit again.
I know, I'm telling you, I dropped everything I owned. Hold on.
I'm more than halfway done. Actually, I'm like halfway and I might puke tonight, so. That's fine because I'm off tomorrow. This is my first actual off day in like 2-3 weeks. I'm so tired, dude. I worked 2 jobs. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I need to get some sleep at some point. Oh goodness, my hair's a mess. My life's a mess. Clearly my mind's a mess right now.
Alright, I'm hanging. Snapchat.
Go ahead. Wait. Before you hang up.
Hold on. I gotta clean first, bro. Remember, I spilled a lot of Coca-Cola.
Before you hang up, Nick.
Just hold on, bro. Because now my pizza's ready to go in. You're gonna have to hold on.
You just enter the fog door just so I can kill enemies while you're doing stuff.
Just hold on, bro. Literally walking back to my Xbox, PlayStation, Wii right now. I'm moving faster than the coronavirus across the world right now. No! My wireless headphones! Alright, this is gonna be more than just a one-stop cleanup. Hold on.
Dude, just hit X so you get into the fog door,
okay,
please.
fine. Fuck.
Please.
X. Did I go
At
through?
least do that. No.
I just hit X, so according to your calculations. Okay.
No, you're going the wrong way.
It's because I'm in my menu, bro. Here.
There you go, now press X.
Okay, you do that. I gotta clean this shit
There
up
you go,
because
you went
I don't
through
even know if... Okay. Hold on. We're gonna see if these headphones still work. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Through your Snapchat? Hold on.
I don't know, let me turn the volume up.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
hold on,
I
I got my earbuds.
I'm gonna mute myself, hold on.
Yep, I can hear you through everything. Yeah, on Snapchat. Wait, Dystropia. What? Oh no, I got like 3 sunflower seeds left. Two sunflower seeds left. I can't even hold on to a control at this point, dude. I'm so pissed up. Hold on. Dude, I still have half of one left, so I'm definitely taking. One and a half. Oh, it's because it's cheap alcohol. I had to pay $9 for sunflower seeds, 2 black and milds, and 2 Four Locos. No. What? Dude, they're like $3 or $4. You're right. So, but I mean, like, everything's cheaper here. I don't know, dude. Look, how about this, dude? 7%. Sometimes it drops to 6% in Douglas County. Yes, yours is 4%, I know. It really depends what county. Douglas County drops it. Well, hang on real quick. Douglas County drops it to 6% during the summer. Sometimes. But other than that, it's always 7%. Mine's about 15%. Yeah. 7%. 7 cents on the dollar. 9. I mean 0, yeah, sorry. I thought you meant sales tax. But at the same time, that's every single purchase you make. Well, see, here's the thing. If I was president, dude, I would literally completely not allow states to make a sales tax for food at all. Why do you mute me? Dude, you muted me. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yo, pretty much, if I was president, dude, I would Strovia. Tap it against the camera. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So if I was president, I would literally completely remove food. Like, make it illegal to add food into sales tax. Because why is food in sales tax? You need food and water to live. I can't hear you. You're muted.
You can't hear me right now. Can you hear me right now?
No, I can.
Okay. So if I were president, through the mic, you know, you need food, yes. You need water, yes. You also need air, which means no more coal. We do not need to be fracking our ecosystems for coal.
We need nuclear energy.
No. Hold on. Let me finish. No, I was interrupted by you, and then you said let me finish. So let me finish first. We don't need coal. We need sustainable energy resources that do not impact our environment. Which means we need water.
Because we have to rely on the environment for the ones that are not nuclear.
We do,
or coal.
but there's a way we can do it harmoniously. When we start destroying layers of the earth to get deeper, because that is our energy needs, is when that becomes a problem. Solar, wind, water energy, our sources.
They won't last.
They literally. How will they not last? It's solar energy. The sun comes up every fucking day.
Here's the thing. Solar does not power enough, though. That's the thing.
You know why?
Wind,
you know why?
The wind.
Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because we don't have the technology, because we're still focused on oil-based productivity, coal-based productivity. Not enough resources are allocated to alternative energy resources because they're not as profitable. Only because it's more profitable to continue the lives that we have currently established, and
here's the thing.
That instantly is only responsible for the way our media has portrayed energy crisis and everything else.
Here's the thing. Nuclear energy is the only infinite sustainable energy.
Nuclear energy is super dangerous and should not be considered. Solar energy is infinite as long as the sun is active.
No. Listen to this.
Did you not hear me, though? As long as the sun is active.
Hold on. Listen to this. If I was president, I would make it completely legal to build your own energy source. Your own energy source right on your property. Because in the end of the day, the only reason that it's not legal right now is because it's not being taxed. In the end of the day, if it was legal, then we would not be relying so much on coal because people would be building
Would you mind if I interjected?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I agree completely with what you're saying. Is every individual should have the choice of which energy they choose. However, if we made it more profitable to use energy that is not harmful to the environment, then would we, be in the position that we're in now? If we said, hey, this energy is harmful, you're fine. I'm gonna try to clear out some enemies. Because I'm almost dead. I'm dead.
Well, see, hang on.
No, listen. Let me finish. Just let me finish. Because I started right when I started to fight this fight. If we outlawed unrenewable energy sources, oil, for example, then the Middle East and all of our problems with it would not be a problem. Coal would not be a problem with it. Fracking, aka destroying ecosystems, would not be a problem. We would say, hey, the sun, which comes over every continent harmfully, water, which flows at its own natural pace and doesn't harm anyone, because the path which it is set in motion is set forever, is a resource. If we say, hey, you know, if we can find a carbon dioxide resource, the ocean, one of the biggest carbon dioxide emitters, and forests would be able to be harvested not harmfully, but instead equilibriously.
But at the same time, we need paper.
Do we
Because
need
in the end of the
paper?
day-
Because look at the
Yes.
informational highway, the internet. You have email. Everything that you could say to someone could be emailed.
But at the same time, you got to look at it. If we use the internet for everything, once it crashes, like if we ever have a time where the power goes out and it crashes, there is a chance that all of the information will be lost. That is the one reason that these companies don't trust the internet 100%.
And
They trust it 99.99% because
my sign is down. My sign is down.
0.01%.
My sign is down.
Alright.
Now,
That 0.01% is enough to keep them because in the end of the day, well, okay, let me say what I was
can
about
I
to say
interject
earlier.
real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. With our informational highways, we have already found that backups are a solution. Now, with those backups, we have found that you can store the information you have discovered on CDs, tapes. There's backup websites to websites that don't even exist anymore. There's, 100 different ways we can store our data. Floppy disks, outdated as they may be, are still viable, examples if you keep the machines around that can use them.
But you got to think about the data that it takes because if you even look at one video game, Black Ops 4 takes over 100 gigabytes. Floppy disks and CDs right now they only go up to 32 gigabytes. Literally on the PS5
Right now.
and Xbox and the next Xbox, they go up to like
But there's already
What is it,
websites, and I'll tell you this: there's already
128
websites.
gigs.
No,
That's
there's
all they
already
go up to.
websites that say, "Hey, you have." Hold on. I'll take it with you. But there's already
Alright.
websites that say, "Hey, do you have a What? My sign is down, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm
Okay.
waiting on it.
Make sure you've used a Ember."
I'm-
But
It's
our
just on a
society, that says, hey, there's a million different ways to store data. They're not going to store it on one single type of data. It's stored across multiple types of data, which means there needs to be an organization, first of all, that accumulates this data. Because otherwise, what's the point in having a written history if you can't record it? So
But
therefore,
you gotta think at the end of the day, it costs money.
the battle, well, and that's the thing too, is yes, it
That
costs,
gives less money for them to pay the
it
employees.
costs money.
And maintenance.
But if you look at the United States, they have a ton of federal income tax. Now, most of that tax goes to the government, which uses it for military operations and cover-up operations. I cannot agree.
Black Ops. But, okay, so, let me say this. Pretty much, I understand what you're saying, but in the end of the day, like, also, the government is not supposed to be in our lives. In the end of the day, if you...
Well,
if
hold
you
on.
do what
Hold
you're
on.
saying,
If I can,
and the government controls, and the government controls a website where, like, all of this stuff
Look
is
at
backed
China
up to,
right
the government
now.
will be able to look at every single thing. Well, see,
look
but
at
the thing
China
is, like,
right now. They have the outbreak
China's in
of the.
turmoil right now.
No, you think
not
they
only
are?
that, the citizens.
There
are
were
going
six
against the
people.
government.
There were 6 people in one house that have found to have the same disease but different mutations of it. China is doing the best that they can, but they cannot control this outbreak. Obviously, because Beijing and Shanghai have all considered, outbreaks in their cities. There's already been one death, at very least, in Beijing from the outbreak in Wuhan. So yes,
You wanna know exactly why?
because they were slow to respond. Because the mayor said, "Hey, no, listen. You just let me finish, and I will let you finish. I'll swear, promise." The mayor in Wuhan himself said, "Hey, I am admitting that we had a slow
Hey, what's
response
up, guys?
to this. We had a slow response to this outbreak in Wuhan." And because he said that there was a slow response, he let, before their lockdown, because you know Wuhan is in lockdown right now, 5 million people out of 11 million people in that city, so almost half of the city, evacuated before they found out there was a lockdown. And with there being a 0 to 14 day incubation period, and in that period,
Is your sign
the
down, by the way?
disease... Yes.
I haven't found. So let me just place my sign down and we'll hope.
No,
Oh, no,
my
you're at the
ring
next
is
bonfire
on.
already.
My ring is on. I'm at... Let me see what... Are you at the Crumbled Ruins or the Roy's resting place?
Ruin.
Which one? Crumbled Ruins?
Crumbled ruins.
I'm putting my sign down there because I made it to the next bonfire. But listen, when China goes, hey, the Hubei province, Hubei province, has declared that they are locked down. Now that is 50 to 60 million people that are locked down in that province. Now, the global infection rate is only 4,000. Why would they lock down however million people I just said? How would they lock those people down without a cause? This is a highly infectious, highly contagious disease that has a 0 to 14 day incubation period, of which it is highly contagious. A cough, a touch, even a simple touch can give this disease.
Okay, I'm not saying it definitely was, but this disease could have been released purposely by the Chinese government, because if you look at all the turmoil that's been in their government, all their citizens,
I completely understand.
I mean, pretty much, like, I'm not saying, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but at the end of the day, like, the Chinese government has been they have been killing their own citizens at the end of the day. Like, you cannot deny
but listen.
their own citizens. So they probably
You're breaking up really bad. But first of all, what I would like to share with you is that, first of all, the Chinese...
What the balls? I tried to roll and it didn't roll.
Can you hear me?
But keep going. Yes, I can.
Okay. So listen. The Chinese government is highly authoritarian. It's not even that the trash. It's, first of all, I'm going to put my sign down just so you can summon me. But the Chinese government is highly authoritarian, which means they have complete control, not only over the entire continent that they control, but per government that they control. Now, when you control the government, and listen and trust me when I say this,
they're communists.
The Chinese government, I said it earlier, the Chinese government scrubs their internet, their domain names and everything, for things that do not agree with the information they would like to show. Okay? So if someone says something that the Chinese government doesn't like, they're what?
I just lost 80,000 souls.
They are arrested. And I'm sorry you lost 80,000 souls, but this is a little more important. When the Chinese government says, hey, this is not a major outbreak, and we are controlling it, and then you hear nurses from inside the city come out and go, hey, the figures show 4,700 infections. There are 90,000 alone in Wuhan district. Hubei
Freak 80,000
district.
souls. I'm sorry, I'm listening.
Maybe this is the problem. That, hey, 11 found out that they now have this virus, which is not only
And I mean,
rapidly mutating, wildly, all over the place. It's not able to be contained.
see, that's one thing that I'm glad that I have is a strong immune system, because a lot of people don't have a strong immune system. And my immune system, even though it's strong, like I can fend off Ebola with my immune system. But in the end of the day, I may not be able to fend off coronavirus. It really just depends.
Are you summoned? Are you summoned?
What do you mean? I didn't place my sign down.
Okay, I gotta summon you. I gotta pee really bad.
Yeah, I do. I'm about to place my sign. I gotta pee too. I have to place my sign.
Okay. We'll continue this debate as soon as I summon you. And my situation was that the Chinese government is hiding information on the Wuhan virus, coronavirus outbreak. Yours is there may be hope yet. Now, I'm gonna go pee. I'm summoning you. We'll be right back to doing this lively debate.
I'm pretty sure they released it purposely.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. We'll talk about it when you get back.
We'll be back. Alright, you there? Hello. Elijah. I'm gonna eat this piece of pizza then.
I'm back.
Hey, you there?
Anyways, like pretty much so, China literally wants to control all of the world's money because China is the greediest nation on earth. You may think America's the greediest nation on earth, but no, China is literally greedy. All they want is money, 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 money. Sorry, I was talking to the people who were watching. But anyways,
cool.
Go ahead.
But listen, if China wanted to control the population of anywhere,
it would release a virus that nobody knew how to stop.
And it's already been dictated in multiple countries. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm dead.
Can you stop dying? Oh
Can you fucking help?
You literally have died like 1,000 times.
Half of it, I was too drunk to even recognize. This time, you weren't anywhere to be found. Put your sign down.
Pretty much, look, so China is the greediest nation in the world. People think that America is not even close to China.
Listen.
China is the greediest nation on the planet. They probably... Because, one, America, the richest nation on the richest country in the world, is in a trade war with them.
Listen.
And their own people are trying to get them, so go ahead.
Okay. The people in China, for the most part, don't care what happens. You know what they want?
What?
They want fair trade and restrictions like we do.
The government doesn't.
The government doesn't, but the people do. Look at the protests in Hong Kong where they went, hey, the government is kind of terrible. We should do something about it. They have been trying. You cannot trust the government.
Exactly.
Now, 20 miles from ground zero, people have been identified as been like, hey, you know, this is happening.
Yeah, I'm listening.
It's effed up. No.
Like I'm saying, like the government is literally trying to control everything. So that is the reason that they probably released this virus intentionally. Because one, they're in a trade war with the United States. Two, their own citizens don't even trust them. So in the end, the Chinese government is completely screwed on everything.
Yeah, but if the Chinese government is screwed on this pandemic, that means millions of Chinese that do not want... Listen, though. Millions of Chinese that have this disease and that want it spread to stop, it's going to continue because they have not halted travel fast enough. So millions of Chinese are going to die regardless.
Coronavirus will not even be a thing.
We know they said the same thing about the coronaviruses before. The problem is when you discount the virus and you just allow it to take its course, like we are, you know, we aren't doing. We aren't doing the worst. We aren't doing the worst job of containing the virus. China is. What I'm saying is, the people in China don't deserve the treatment they're getting because they didn't choose to have an authoritarian government. They chose to live. There's millions of governments in China right now where people are saying, hey, this isn't okay. We want this to not happen.
Well, look, if you look at the protests in China, they literally wave the American flag. They want to be a democratic republic.
And if that's the case, then that makes even more so my case as, hey, you know, we don't want this government to exceed. You know, we don't want this government to come out to everybody. This government is hurting people, and they're excusing their own actions in the government that we're preventing.
But if you look at it, the American government is so corrupt they cannot afford another war. We cannot afford another war.
Exactly, which means then absolutely.
We will be completely done. We will be completely done for them.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Fucking A, you left these enemies behind.
Like the United States government has also become so corrupt because of money. Like look at Joe Biden's son. Joe Biden's son is literally working for Ukraine. And in turn, Joe Biden is working for Ukraine. The U.S. government has sold out to so many countries. Like if I was the U.S. government, like I said, I would start immediate financial investigations of every single person in Congress. And if they wanted to know anything about my financials, I'd release it. And you know what I'd be doing in the White House? I'd be smoking weed. I'd be doing whatever I want because it's America, dude. We do not need to be sitting here under governmental control because we are police. It's just a police state. In the end of the day, we are living in a police state.
But we also don't need to be, like you said, a government that accepts everything. We don't need to be a sinful environment.
But at the same time, American people, in the end of the day, deserve their freedoms because in the end of the day, that's what the founding fathers created. In the end of the day, people should have their right to religious freedom. Because the thing is, when you were a kid, what happened? When somebody tried to force something down your throat, what happened? You didn't want to do it at all. Even as an adult, you don't want to do it.
No.
Right? If you make things against the law, people are going to want to do it even more. If you make things for the law, people aren't going to want to do it. People hate it. In the end of the day, make things legal and people want to do less.
Did you rest at the bonfire? Did you rest at the bonfire?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that explains why I'm getting raped.
Well, I mean, I died, really. I actually died. Well, like, pretty much, like, the United States, at the end of the day, like, I should not force my religious freedom on anybody. Because
No.
at the end of the day, what I believe is what I believe. At the end of the day, if I try to force somebody to believe what I believe, they're not going to want to believe it at all. And at the end of the day, that is exactly what one.
I'm dead! Where were you at?
I was fighting enemies. Dude, we were both messed up, so neither of us can get bad.
Anyway.
That's exactly what the founders wanted, is for nobody to force anything on anybody, for people to be free. Marijuana, why is marijuana illegal? Marijuana has never harmed a single person in the world.
This isn't about what the New World wanted. This is about a virus that is breaking out that not a lot of people seem to be taking seriously and is terrifying.
Well, see, let me tell you, the federal government was made to protect people from things like this. From things like pretty much the only things that the federal government should be funding is military, the things to protect the American people. That is the only things that the federal government should be for. The coronavirus, the only thing one of the only things that the federal government should be funding is the CDC. The federal government should be funding the CDC. They should not be funding
But
education.
even
The
if they
state should
aren't,
have the right to
even if they
education.
aren't funding the CDC has done all that they can to at least attempt to prevent spread of the disease that's happening right now. We only have 105, or we only have 5 cases, 6 cases, I should say, 110 possible cases, compared to the 4,700 that are in China right now, because they were slow to respond. They've admitted it.
Well, see, that's why I'm saying the Chinese government, 100%. I would say the Chinese government, 100%.
They're authoritarian.
Released it on purpose.
So of course they did.
People have been turning against them for years. Well, no, not for years.
Look at the Hong Kong. Look at the Hong Kong. Look at the Hong Kong protests. And then of course in November, listen, and if the incubation period is 1 to 10 weeks, the earliest this disease appeared was November 2019. The first case was reported December 8th, 2019. Which means from December 8th, at the very minimum, 2019, to January 27th, 2020, there have been 4,000 cases of this disease and over 100 deaths, over 800 in critical condition. This is not one of those, hey, this may affect me, it may not. This is, hey, one of those, you need to be prepared for this, because everybody thinks it won't spread, but it already has. To 11 countries. And even one person in those 11 countries, from the 1 to 14 day incubation infectious period that we are given, they could spread that disease to anyone they meet within 14 days. Before they could show symptoms within 5 days, but they've already spread it within the first 4. Anyone they've come in contact with. There are 6 people in the same home that they've tested the virus for and drawn up DNA, RNA, precautions, and those people have discovered, and those 6 people they have discovered, different strains of the same virus in those 6 people. This is a terrifying virus. This is a virus that needs to be put away immediately.
Well, see, I 100% think the Chinese government could have had that virus. I think the Chinese government has a virus by now. Because at the end of the day, I think the Chinese government released it purposely.
And that's a possibility.
Just to control their population. Because
that is a possibility.
With everything China has going against them, here's the thing, we are the richest country in the world, the United States is. At the end of the day, China needs us. Every other country needs China. At the end of the day, if China needs us, then every other country needs us.
And
if China needs us, then the people are protesting, China's completely screwed on everything. And the Chinese people are waving the American
that's already
flag.
been taken into account.
The Chinese government literally doesn't care. They did it on purpose.
And that's the thing. It doesn't matter if the Chinese people care. The government has control. The government is not only in each province, but each section of the community. Like, it's the CCP, man. Chris said it was authoritarian, but the Chinese Communist Party has taken most of the control. So yes, they are not communist, but they are authoritarian. Now, granted, that's why they've been able... Listen.
The Chinese government right now is like the USSR.
That's why they've been able to quarantine most of the cities that it has appeared in, but that's also the problem, because they reacted way too slow. They said, hey, we understand this is spreading, we know this probably was weaponized from one of our virology labs 20 miles from the fucking epicenter of the disease outbreak, and they go, fuck it, we can control it. They met with the WHO, the World Health Organization, and convinced them not to declare this a world epidemic, only because they wanted to keep their stocks up, dude. This spreads much faster than the common flu. The only reason it hasn't been so reported about is because people have reported much lesser numbers than are actually possible. This is a much more dangerous disease than originally thought.
Yeah,
This
but I mean,
this needs to
the government
be
knew it.
quelled. It doesn't matter if they knew it or not. It matters whether they released the information to the public and said, "Hey, we have an epidemic upon us."
Wait, come back this way.
Open that door. I'm opening this door. You're fine. We're in the same place.
We'll hire the. Sorry, man.
My point is, this may not be something we need to panic about, but it definitely needs to be something, we pay attention to. If there's cases in the US and it's spreading like it is in China, then yeah, we need to be a lot more concerned than everyone else currently is. This needs to be something we go, hey, this is a problem. Let's fix it. Otherwise, it's going to become one of those things.
But I'm pretty sure China has a cure for it. They're just not going to release it.
It doesn't matter if they have a cure for it, though, because the problem is, with there being, like I said earlier, 6 identifications in one household of this disease, and every strain was different, this virus is mutating rapidly, which points to, A, it was weaponized, but B, because it was weaponized and it's infecting everybody and mutating at such a rapid rate that they could develop a vaccine, but if they did, it would only work for the people who had the disease that it was developed for. If it mutates, then those people are out of date. It doesn't matter.
No. You don't understand what I was telling you earlier. Okay. So vaccine doesn't focus on how the virus mutates. What the virus focuses focuses on is how the virus mutates. What they do is focus on how the virus mutates. Not only that, they focus on how it.
I almost killed every enemy in your world. Where were you?
I was literally running up there.
Anyway, you were saying. Poison this on that.
Hold up, I'm choking.
Fine.
It doesn't focus on
How
it mutates. It focuses on how it lives, because no matter what, once the virus mutates, it's still going to live the same way because it's the same virus. It still has to live the same way. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, but the problem is when you have a 0 to 14 day, that's 2 weeks maximum contagious period before symptoms show. That's why diseases are skyrocketing.
The way the United States is, they will
Okay.
force everybody.
Listen to me. France.
They will force everybody.
Listen to me. Stop interrupting. France.
Look, I was already talking.
Okay, and I apologize then, but let me interject if you wouldn't mind. Do you mind?
You can go ahead. Whatever.
Okay. Thank you for that. France has been... I am too. That's why I'm trying to be polite. I know I can be a dick sometimes. Pause this. Wait. I'm on Facebook. I'm Instagramming you. Snapchat is what I meant to say. But listen. In France, they have been screening passengers from flights from Wuhan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which means they've been forehead scanning, which, they've done in China before. They've been forehead scanning everyone that comes off that plane. Now, with them doing that, there have been 2 cases so far in France. One, the day after the flight landed, which means they scanned the person, and the day later they showed the coronavirus. And then the second one was 5 days after they scanned that person. Which means, scanning people at the airports is not going to help anyone. Because...
I'm running back to this bonfire, by the way.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
But
They have been biologically scanning people and cannot tell if they have the virus based on negative symptoms. You have to have symptoms before you can test positive for the virus. Now, with that 0 to 14 days, now it could be anywhere from 1 day to 14 days of having the virus, it's contagious before you show symptoms. Which means if I were right now to get the virus and went to Pilot and worked, and went to UPS and worked, and then came home, every single person I came into contact within the day, which at Pilot could be 300 people, I've given that virus to, without even knowing that I had the virus. Which means this virus is a lot more spreadable than the SARS virus. The incubation period on those like 2 to 7 days. This is 10 to 14 days max. Placed these on them. I'm on Snapchat right now.
The United States forces almost, they don't force, but they almost force it. It's Drobia. They almost force every single person in the country to get a vaccine for these viruses that come out. Am I right?
Yeah.
Countries like China, France, Italy, Germany, places like that do not force their citizens to get these. The United States, there's a reason we're one of the safest countries in the world. We're not China. Canada
Okay,
is the safest country in the world.
then explain to me this.
A lot of the things we do go beyond what we do.
Then explain to me this. We have 5 cases confirmed in the U.S. right now, and
After it was.
yeah, no, it was before, because the first confirmation of this virus was December 8th. No, stop. Just let me finish if you don't mind. The first confirmed case of this virus was December 8th. That is just over a week. Now, if this is to be confirmed, the minimum that this virus could have started was December 7th. Now, with the 14-day incubation period and the first confirmed case of December 8th, it could have started November of 2019. Now, with that being said, I did not start hearing about this until Chris, and Chris keeps up with this stuff. He did not hear about it until about January 15th to 20th. And by that time, depending on what news source you look at, there were 1,500 to 100,000 cases at that time. The Chinese government said there were about 1,000. The people...
The Chinese government
listen,
on purpose.
hold on, listen.
I just interject every now and then.
I appreciate it. We need that data. So, I apologize for lashing out. But, with that being said, because I know the Chinese government is authoritarian, and they constantly scrub their internet sources for leaks. Now, there were about 4 to 8 leaks about how bad the virus actually was. Now, of course, if I were China and the SARS virus leaked in 2002 to 2003, I would be pretty wary about letting this happen again. Now, when this is happening again, what I found out was the 4 to 8 people that have released, actual information saying there were 90,000 plus. Now this was a week ago. 90,000 plus infections. It's your sign down, by the way.
Oh, I thought your sign was down. I'm about
Nope.
to go smoke a black, so I can
Put yours
your
down.
sign down, and then you.
Alright, I'll put mine down. I'll put mine down.
You can run through the area while.
Exactly. Now, again, with the government saying, you know, whatever, it's okay. And I have the Wuhan virus. And they say, hey, we're about to shut the city down. And then all of a sudden 5 million people evacuate the city of Wuhan. The mayor, sorry, has confirmed this. The governor of Wuhan the mayor of Wuhan has confirmed this. 5 million people have left the city, and there's been deaths in Shanghai. I'm pretty sure Beijing, and they each have multiple digit cases. Also, of course, 11 other countries, as far as I know, have the disease. Now, if this disease is as contagious as they say it is, one of the men in California could have contacted 75 people. Now, I know a lot of people say this isn't anything to be worried about, but the CDC from last night, which would be January 26th, said 5 U.S. citizens were confirmed and monitored for the case of the 2019 coronavirus. Today, before midnight, on the 27th, there were 120 people that were being monitored for the coronavirus. Now, those 6 originally were 2 to 3 in California, 1 in Washington State, 1 in Arizona, 1 in Chicago. Huh? Hold on. Alright, YouTube viewers, 1 second. My partner has to use the bathroom. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hold on. Elijah, hold on. Just hold on, bro. Join me in the group chat, the party chat. I know. I'm just saying, join me in the group chat. Daniel's here. I'm about to go back. So just join me in there when you're ready. We'll finish this conversation. Okay. Peace. I don't know what he's saying. We were talking about the Wuhan coronavirus and how deadly that possibly could be.
Mm-hmm. You
And
sound
that's...
Nick.
I am. But I also don't think that's any reason to discount the pandemic that may be or maybe not coming.
That's what I said. I said it's, not to downgrade it. Because it is a
Well, that's
deadly
what I'm
disease.
saying. It is a deadly disease. I'm not panicked about it, but I want to be informed about it because, we intersect a major highway.
Mm-hmm.
So all it takes is one infected person within that 0 to 14 days incubation period who doesn't know they have it, infecting someone at Knoxville, and then boom, all of a sudden, 2 people have it, and then 5 people have it, and then 10, and then it explodes from there.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, yeah.
this is blowing up in Wuhan, and the Chinese government, like they did with SARS, is trying to cover this up.
Man, if I got sick right now, I'd definitely freak out.
I would too. I would tell every single one of you, hey, I have certain symptoms. These
Mm-hmm.
are symptoms of the virus. Stay away from me. I would stay in my room and call out to work and be like, hey, I have this virus, Maybe I'll survive, maybe I won't, but I can't risk spreading this.
Yeah, it's
Because
definitely
within 2 weeks, we went from 800 cases to 4,000, almost 5,000 cases. And that's confirmed. That's not the people, because I've read about, on Twitter, the Chinese people saying that a lot of their family members were turned away with common cold symptoms, and they turned out to have the virus.
What are the symptoms? Is it like having the cold?
It's just like having a cold. It's just like SARS. The only difference is, within the 0 to 14 day incubation period, you're contagious. So there's anywhere between 0 and 14 days that you'll show symptoms, but that entire time you're contagious to anyone around you. So you shake hands with someone, you speak to someone, you touch something, you have the ability to spread it without even knowing you have the condition. That's what makes it worse than SARS.
Yeah, because it's like contagious.
Well, not because it's like contagious, but because it's contagious without knowing who is contagious. You could have 1,000 people that think they're fine, and then the next week they're deadly ill. Because within, I think it was 4 to 6 days, the number went from 200 to 800 critically ill. Like, I know that's not like the craziest number in the world, but because they let 5,000 people exit the epicenter of the virus, and then continue to let people outside of China travel, like that's why it's reached 11 countries.
Yeah, it's because they're still letting people go.
Exactly. To this day, they're still letting people go. Now, if every country is aware and they are able to quarantine the people that come to them and say, hey, maybe we have this virus, then we'll be fine. But with that incubation period being 0 to 14 days, and France is a prime example. They had 2 people screened as their flight landed, and within 1 and 5 days respectively. So the first person showed symptoms the day after they were screened, and the next person showed symptoms 4 days after, so 5 total after they were screened, and now France has 3 confirmed cases. That's what makes it concerning. It's a highly contagious disease, and not a single cure is to be found. You know, they found a cure for the first strain, but when that 6-person household is studied, and they have found to be 6 different strains of the same virus, that's when it becomes, alarming. It's when you go, hey, this virus is mutating quickly, and it's spreading very quickly.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like whenever the Ebola epidemic broke out.
But the Ebola epidemic was blood-to-blood contact. This one is hey, someone touches something and you touch it, and then you happen to touch your face without even thinking about it, and you have it. Like, that's way more than what that was before. Well, I just said, tell the listeners I'm outside streaming. But one sec.
Is that here to see light, to see hope, however faint it might be? Bearer of the until hope. Bearer. Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
Daniel!
Yes.
I'm angry
How come?
at the ignorance of the Chinese government.
I think everyone's a little ticked off at him.
Not everyone. You're not. Max isn't. Tyler isn't ticked off at the government. They've been lying about the figures. You know, the first case was actually reported, and this is official, in December 8th of 2019. Now, given the incubation period, December 7th is the earliest it could have been detected. However, the first person was infected in November 2019, which only leads credence to the rumors that in December 2018 there was an epidemic, and Wuhan, the city in which it broke out in, was slow to respond, and the government said, hey, we're gonna lock down the city, no cars at all. But that was the day after 5 million people left the city of 11 million people, which means there's 6 million people in the city quarantined, but 5 million people left it.
No, I thought they left before the quarantine.
They did. They left the day before the quarantine in 2020. But with the first case being in December 8th, and at the longest, now I'll say once again, at the longest, the quarantine was 0 to 14 days. Which means January 1st would have been a week into the quarantine that someone showed symptoms. At the latest, it would have been November. Now, I did not start hearing about this personally until January 20th, after a couple thousand cases had been reported. At that point, the next day that I looked at it, 4,700 cases had been reported. And this was after China stated that 1, human-to-human transmission was possible, but 2, 1 to 14 days was the incubation period. It differed from everybody, of course. There were some people that found out the day they had it. There were some people that found out 2 weeks after they had it. But it was contagious during that 0 to 14 day period. With that being said, that means Wuhan so far has had about, officially reported, not being hidden, officially reported about 2,000 cases in the city alone.
Wasn't it a weaponized disease?
Well, 20 miles outside of Wuhan, where they attempted, now, this is personal opinion from right here on out. I just want to make that purely clear, because I don't want to mislead anyone. You do your own research. 20 miles outside of Ground Zero was a Wuhan virology lab, which not only grew cultures of diseases from the SARS family. Now, of course, this SARS family includes coronaviruses. Look it up. If you really don't believe me, look it up.
I know.
But 20 miles from the outbreak of Ground Zero, they are trying to blame snakes and bats as they were.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a good animal to pick. Snakes and bats don't attack people very often.
Well, and that's the problem. is they're trying to say, and again, the key word for me is trying to say, that Chinese governments are saying Wuhan is the center of illegal wildlife meat transportation. Now, with that being said, I can't understand personally how a disease from a bat could translate to less than a third of the people that actually have the virus. Now, if the case is purely that the people that ate the infected meat have transmitted the virus, that would mean that the virus is so contagious that all you have to do is touch the other person or be in the same vicinity as the other person to contract the virus. That is what it means when you say the meat market is not to be blamed. Because less than a third, more than a third of the cases of the Wuhan virus were traced back to not the meat market, but to people. 20 miles away, of course, like I said earlier, was the lab in which they were not only culturing the virus, but testing it.
Yeah, so it was weaponized.
It was weaponized, and the fact
it's all about biological warfare.
The fact that it was weaponized is only strengthened by the fact that when it came to the U.S. and the CDC said, hey, first of all, we advise against travel, and then a couple days later they said, hey, do not, unless it's very essential, travel to China, that it was a problem. Now, it has been 6 confirmed cases in the U.S. That is confirmed. 6 cases of the coronavirus in the U.S. Now, the U.S. doesn't have anything like the 11 million people in the single city of Wuhan. However, with 5 million people departing the city of Wuhan before the lockdown, that means the 0 to 14 day incubation period could be spreading very rapidly without anyone knowing.
In the U.S., we also have a more wide space between people. Like in China, everything's so pushed together.
Absolutely, you're right.
There's so much, there's so much pollution. There's so many people.
And one thing I personally think will help, and this is in the far opposite direction of where I would normally be. The one direction I think that it will help in the U.S. is that so many people are afraid of going to the doctor for such a high medical bill that the disease will not spread as quickly in the U.S. Now, in China, I have seen the videos where there's at least 1,000 people in one hospital in Wuhan alone wearing face masks with people collapsed in the waiting room, as they're dying. I don't see that happening in the U.S. In China, sure, because their healthcare is totalitarian. But in the U.S., I don't, with our health bills being as high as they are, I don't imagine, 1,000 people in one hospital saying, hey, I have the virus, and even if they don't, contracting it from the people that do. So,
US
China
is also very proactive with stuff like that.
Well, and they are, and my opinion is only because they found the spreadability and the dangerousness of the virus in China. There would not be only 4,000 cases in a month and them locking down 56 million people in China, plus the CDC warning about a high-risk global epidemic if it weren't, such a huge problem. You're looking at multiple organizations saying, hey, this is a problem. and then going, hey, you know, if it takes me, it takes me. No. In my opinion, there are, you know, large global, you know, databases, resources, etc. that say, hey, this is a problem, and then, you know, try to find a solution to it without going, hey, this is what you should do. So, for China to lock down 56 plus million people, and the rest of the world going, hey, do not travel to China, and if you have symptom like fevers and whatnot, you know, call in before you show up, means that it's a global epidemic. You know, flu-like symptoms, sure, kill 40-something thousand million people in America a year, but I've never once heard them say, hey, if you have flu-like symptoms, get the flu shot, and if that doesn't help, go see a medical professional to be quarantined. I've never seen that. I'm not, like, panicking or anything, but it's more like, this is something that could be on par with the Spanish flu if we're not careful, and I want to be prepared for.
What do you mean prepared?
I want to be prepared for example...
I mean, like how prepared?
Well, if it hits, for example, it hits our city, and it's as contagious as everyone says it is, where you can touch a door handle and someone else open that same door handle and then you contract the disease. I would rather be at home living on packs of noodles for months than I would be comfortable going out, you know, to say, hey, this state and the 5 surrounding states have this disease and they're all quarantined, but we'll leave the centers open for food. Do you really think that diseased people are going to starve at home, or do you think they're going to go out and collect food?
Well, survival instinct kicks in. You probably get food.
You're probably going to get food, which means if I don't have the disease and I'm starving, and someone else does have the disease and they're also starving, we go out to the same, for example, on Clinton Highway, we go out to the same, you know, Walmart, and I contract it from them, and they are still in the early stages and they don't know they have it, and I bring it home, and all of a sudden Chris has it, and then you guys, within the week, decide to come hang out. You guys have it. You have it. And then all of a sudden, me and Chris are hanging out, and we have it, and you're hanging out alone on your end, and you have it, and you go, hey, I haven't seen this person in a while, and you go over to M&T's, and you're hanging out with those two people, and you give it to them, and they don't know it, and you don't know it, because Chris and I have just now come down with the symptoms. And then all of a sudden, me and Chris have it, you have it, and unknowingly you pass it to M&T.
Yeah,
and then unknowingly they provide. That's what I'm saying, though. There are up to. Now I'm not saying it's always 2 weeks, but there are up to 2 weeks that you have the disease and you don't know it because no symptoms show. It's contagious during up to those 2 weeks. So worst case or best case scenario, you have it for a day, and it's the day that you go, hey, I'm doing this, and you shake my hand. And now, all of a sudden, you have it, and you're showing symptoms, but I have it, and I don't. So I go ahead and I hit up Chris, and I hit up Logan, and I hit up my supervisor at my one job, and my supervisor at the other job. And we're all hanging out and having a good time. And then 2 days later, I find out that you have it. And I shook your hand. And maybe 2 days later, I'm showing with a fever. But while I was contagious, I would be pissed because I've already showed my roommate, my former roommate, and my 2 other best friends, and my supervisor that I had it, but didn't know it. I was just like, oh no, all of a sudden I got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is one of those, like, it's dangerous when it gets to you, but not until it does. But once it gets to you, it's dangerous as fuck. Because this thing, up to 2 weeks, can convince you that you have the disease, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, dude.
Well, yeah, any disease that you get can kill you.
Any disease can, yes. But once it becomes
I mean,
highly contagious...
The cold used to kill
SARS had a 2 to 10 day, or 2 to 8 day incubation period. But during that 2 to 8 days, it was not contagious. So once you started showing symptoms, it was contagious. With this one, you have 0 to 14 days where it's not showing at all, but it is contagious. That's what makes it more terrifying to spread. That's why when in 2 weeks you go from 200 critical conditions to 700 critical conditions in 2 weeks, that's alarming. When you have 56 million people on lockdown and the rest of China is not allowed to use public transportation, it's alarming, especially when that comes after 11 other countries have already said they have the virus. Now, of course, if those 11 other countries crack the fuck down, instead of meeting those people at the airport and scanning them, they go, hey, you came from this area, we're quarantining you for 2 to 2.5 weeks. You know, that's okay. That's how you stop that virus. That's how you keep that virus in China. That's when you go, hey, I know the incubation period and I know what is contagious. And you go, these people that may or may not have it must suffer this necessary evil. Is okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. 1 sec. Okay. You there? I can't get a hold of Elijah. He may have. Thinking about just quitting the game we're playing.
You guys playing Dark Souls?
Dark Souls 2, yeah. I'm 7 and quitting right now. What time is it?
5:05.
I'll play a little bit of Forest before I go to bed. Cool.